What if I told you that by 2027, the word car will no longer mean what you think it means? Not faster cars, not more powerful cars, but something entirely different. Machines that don't just move, but think. Machines that don't just respond, but predict. Machines that don't just break limits, but erase them completely. Because what's coming next is an evolution. It's a complete rewrite of performance itself. Welcome to Hypercar Expert, your ultimate destination for everything extreme, everything cutting edge, and everything that lives at the absolute limit of what's possible on four wheels. And today, you're not just watching a video. You're stepping into the future. For decades, the hypercar world followed a simple formula. More power. More speed. More aggression. It was a constant arms race between the most advanced engineering teams on Earth. From naturally aspirated V12s screaming at 9,000 RPM, to twin-turbocharged monsters delivering insane torque, to hybrid systems that blended electric precision with combustion fury. Machines like the Ferrari SF90 Stradale, the McLaren P1, the Bugatti Chiron, each one representing the peak of its era. Each one pushing the boundary just a little further. But here's the truth, all of that was just preparation. Because by 2027, everything changes. The biggest shift is happening silently. You don't hear it. You don't feel it the same way. But it's there. Internal combustion is no longer the center of the hypercar universe. It still exists. It still delivers emotion, sound, identity. But it is no longer the main source of dominance. Electric systems have stepped in, and they didn't just compete, they took over. The moment hypercars like the Rimac Nevera entered the scene, the entire industry felt it. Instant torque. No delay. No waiting. Just pure, immediate acceleration that feels almost unnatural. It's not just fast, it's violent in a completely different way. And that's only the beginning. Because the next step isn't just electric, it's smarter electric. Solid-state battery technology is expected to redefine what's possible. Higher energy density means more power without increasing weight. Faster charging means less waiting, more driving. Greater efficiency means longer range even under extreme performance conditions. Imagine a hypercar that delivers 2,000 horsepower and still feels usable. Still feels controlled. Still feels ready for anything. And companies are racing toward that future faster than ever. But here's where things go from impressive to completely insane. There was a time when 500 horsepower felt extreme. Then 1,000 horsepower became the new benchmark. But by 2027, those numbers start to feel almost irrelevant. Because the new target isn't 1,000. It's 2,000. And beyond. And the scary part isn't just the number itself. It's how that power is being used. In the past, more power meant more danger. More instability. More risk. But the next generation of hypercars flips that idea completely. Advanced torque vectoring systems can send power to each individual wheel independently. Real-time traction systems adjust grip levels thousands of times per second. Suspension systems adapt instantly based on road conditions, speed, and driver input. The car doesn't just react anymore. It predicts. It calculates. It prepares. It feels less like driving a machine, and more like controlling something alive. And then comes artificial intelligence. This is where the true transformation begins. Because by 2027, hypercars are no longer just mechanical masterpieces. They are intelligent platforms. The car learns how you drive. It studies your behavior. Your braking patterns. Your steering inputs. Your acceleration habits. And then it adapts. It builds a profile of you as a driver and optimizes itself around you. Imagine entering a high-speed corner, and the car already knows exactly how much grip is available. It adjusts suspension stiffness before the weight shifts. It prepares braking force before your foot even touches the pedal. It aligns power delivery perfectly as you exit the corner. Not because you told it to, but because it already understands what you're about to do. And if that sounds extreme, it gets even more intense. Some hypercars are expected to include autonomous performance modes. Not just self-driving in traffic, but self-driving on a track. Perfect racing lines. Perfect braking points. Perfect acceleration curves. A machine that can outperform even the best human drivers. And then, teach you how to match it. Think about that. A hypercar, that trains you. That elevates your skill level in real time. That turns every drive into a learning experience. At that point, who's really in control? And while all of this is happening under the surface, something equally dramatic is happening on the outside. Aerodynamics. At extreme speeds, air becomes your biggest enemy, and your most powerful ally. The next generation of hypercars will not have fixed shapes. They will not remain static. Instead, they will constantly adapt. Wings that extend, retract, and reshape themselves in real time. Body panels that shift to control airflow. Surfaces that adjust angle and curvature based on speed and direction. At one moment, the car is optimized for maximum downforce, gripping the road like it's glued. The next moment, it transforms into a low-drag missile designed for top speed. Some concepts even suggest full-body aerodynamic morphing. The car physically changes its form depending on conditions. Not in the future. In this decade. And behind all of this is material science. Because none of this works without solving one critical problem: weight. Power is meaningless if the car becomes too heavy to control. That's why hypercar manufacturers are turning to materials that were once reserved for aerospace and advanced engineering fields. Carbon fiber is just the beginning. New composite materials, graphene structures, ultra-lightweight alloys, all designed to create a perfect balance between strength and weight. The result? Cars that are lighter than ever, but stronger than anything before. Cars that can handle extreme forces without compromise. Cars that push the limits of physics, without breaking. But here's something that might surprise you. As hypercars become more advanced, more powerful, more intelligent, they are also becoming more human. The experience inside the car is evolving into something deeply personal. The cockpit is no longer just a driver's seat. It's an environment. A space that adapts to you. Seats that adjust automatically for comfort and support. Lighting that responds to speed and driving mode. Displays that provide only the information you need, exactly when you need it. Even sound is being redesigned. Because in a world moving toward electric power, the traditional engine sound starts to disappear. But the emotion cannot. So manufacturers are creating synthetic soundscapes. Engine notes designed digitally to recreate the feeling of a V12. Or something entirely new. Something that never existed before. Because at the end of the day, hypercars are not just about performance. They are about emotion. About adrenaline. About that moment when everything aligns, and you feel completely connected to the machine. And yet, the question remains. If a car can think for you, react faster than you, drive better than you, and even teach you, what role does the driver play? Are you still in control? Or are you becoming part of the system? Because when you combine extreme power, artificial intelligence, adaptive aerodynamics, and futuristic materials, you don't just create a better car. You create something entirely new. A new category of machine. A new definition of performance. A new relationship between human and technology. And this is just the beginning. Because by the time 2027 hypercars fully arrive, everything we consider impressive today will feel outdated. The speed. The power. The technology. All of it will be pushed to a level that makes current hypercars look like early prototypes. And the craziest part? We are not even close to the limit. Because innovation doesn't stop. Engineers don't stop. The pursuit of speed, of control, of perfection, never stops. And that means the future will keep evolving, faster and faster, until the line between machine and intelligence becomes almost impossible to see. So the next time you look at a hypercar, don't just see it as a car. See it as a glimpse of what's coming. A glimpse of a world where performance is no longer limited by hardware, but driven by intelligence. A world where machines don't just move us. They understand us. And if you want to stay ahead of that world, if you want to understand where all of this is going before everyone else, make sure you're subscribed to Hypercar Expert. Because here, we don't just follow the future. We break it down, piece by piece, before it even arrives. And trust me, what's coming next is going to change everything.